Houston, this is ISS.
Alright, okay. So I've got my tinfoil hat on. But there's been suspicion and speculation that there would be a nuke in Tarkov for some time. We know Nikita wants to implement a persistent toxication mechanic, with the augmenting taking away that toxication. The cultists are said to worship the blue light in the sky, the blue flame. What's this likely caused by? A nuke or an EMP? Now, hear me out. I'm not the only one with a tinfoil alt in, okay? One Peg made a video on this over a year ago, and Nice Guy's been talking about a nuke for some time too. Here's what they've had to say about this.
And this is where the tinfoil hat stuff really starts to take hold. I'm gonna try to weave a little picture together here for y'all. If you remember, Lightkeeper extorted us for 1.5 trillion rubles. Also, historically in the lore, the cult has always been at work for some type of goal, some secret goal that they've had in mind. And for whatever reason, they've always wanted Tarkov to be defenseless, controllable, something that is acted like a giant social experiment almost, but these guys have had some level of religious zealotry that has gone beyond just people living in chaos and anarchy. They were responsible for setting an EMP off over the city that knocked out all of the electronics. All of the solid-state electronics in existence in Tarkov, for the most part, were unable to work after they set off that EMP. In the first book, it is written over and over again that the cult is planning on something and they want to set off another EMP. That has been their goal forever. This is overheard during the Punisher series of books, where the Punisher in the first book ends up hearing them speaking about it when he got captured.
When you complete the Terror Group trail and get your stash base, you get a message from Fence that confirms the lore we've been assuming for years. Someone, Terror Group, EMP'd Tarkov because they wanted to presumably sell EMPs or somehow profit from the chaos it created. At the end it says, quote, "Everything that happens to Tarkov is just the beginning of something bigger, but that's just my guess. The truth is beyond comprehension for now," end quote. That was from Fence. Personally, I see this as the very beginning of the actual intended lore for Escape from Tarkov, because that is the intended lore for Escape from Tarkov. Terror Group are the big baddies. They're doing something bad. We need to stop them. USEC are actually helping them, so the USEC are actually the bad guys in the lore, and everything works around that. This is what you'll find in the books if you read them, and it also sets the stage for the real storyline will eventually play out in the campaign. We're not escaping from Tarkov just to see our families again and live normal lives again. We're escaping for our lives as well, because even if you can chad your way through everything in terms of survival, nobody can survive a nuke. And then this leads us down the road of the nuke. And if you've been following me on the second channel and Twitter, then you would have seen this stuff already. This is a massive rabbit hole. We've been working on this for years. There's lots of little lore and teases and stuff like that. So the TLDR here, yes, I understand that they are talking about an EMP when they're talking about wiping out cities worth of electronics. I understand that's an EMP, but that was a prototype. The cult, which I presume includes Lightkeeper, since he could be leading them, want the EMP to go off again, as when it did, it created a large blue light in the sky, which they worship and call the blue flame. The cheapest way to get an EMP is to set off a nuke. There are several types of Soviet developed, and some even unaccounted for IRL, which is even scarier, actual nukes that when they go off have been properly noted to produce a blue light. They're known for that signature blue light. This game wipes and starts from the beginning every several months. What better way to have a story for something like that than to nuke everything, literally? There's a million different places that we can go, and we've learned now it's just the beginning, but that's all for now.
So, back to the augmenting. You can clearly see that this is planned to remove toxication. So, why was it added so early in the game? Is this to tease us? Or is this an oversight? Either way, there's no doubt that there is going to be some kind of toxicity or radiation, and this is the item you'll need to cure it. Also miss these old school games. They just do things so much more dramatically. So we've already seen the stuff that nice guy pointed out, but what I want to draw attention to is the fact that BSG have put it out there. They said they found components and documentation for a bomb capable of incinerating entire cities worth of electronics. And this is just the beginning of something bigger. No, not yet, Proper. Come back in like 5 more minutes. Go on, go! So the one thing that I've not touched upon yet, and I've not seen anyone else talking about either, is the fact that Terror Group Trail Part 19 has a task which tells you to go and shoot a signal with a flare to the ship waiting in the bay. Could this be a signal to launch the nuke? Or am I taking this tinfoil hat experience to a whole new level? So, what do we know? We know someone's definitely building an EMP. And what causes an EMP? You got it, a nuke. I ain't no scientist. I'm just a gamer with a tinfoil hat. But what I do know is that nukes often generate an EMP. Some think a nuke will be used on the wipe cycles. My opinion is that this is going to be used to launch the full game. Nikita's not stopped talking about the game is going to be released soon. We're going to finally get out of beta and have a full release. Could this be the perfect story to kick off the game's release? What do you think? Who's responsible? Terror Group, Lightkeeper, the cultists? Who knows? Let me know your thoughts down below. And make sure you sound off your comment with your own tinfoil hat.
Hello good people of YouTube, it is Daddy Proper here to remind you to subscribe, like the video, press the notification bell and shoot a key.
He who leads a war for the love of his fellow man will defeat his enemies. I led my war protecting my family and friends, protecting my home, the metro. We had won. But to this day, I wonder, when we burned the Dark Ones from the face of the earth, was something lost as well?